All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Kledia Spiro. I am the communications director at the Dance Complex. And I just came on here a few minutes early because I've been waiting for our guest for so long. I'm so excited. Isaac de los Reyes is one of the Dance Complex's beloved teachers, but of course, he's also a world-renowned choreographer and dancer himself. I can't wait to interview him. And, he's actually in Spain right now. So it is a different time zone, but we're making it happen. And I just wanted to get on here to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for your support of the Dance Complex and everything we're doing and continuing to do. We are trying to adapt to the situation and actually even thrive in it. And I think we've done a pretty good job, but we definitely still need your help. We are losing about, a substantial amount of money, about $20,000 a week, every week that we're closed. We're really close to our artist rental relief fund goal of $10,000 to help our artists come back to the Dance Complex in whatever format that is, depending on government directives. However, we also have opened our spring appeal, and that allows for programming like this to happen, including our free live classes that we do 3 times, actually 4 times a week now, and the fireside chats with Peter, with international and nationally renowned leaders in the arts. So I can't thank everyone for your support already. And if there's anything that is possible in your income right now to help support us, then please do. It's dancecomplex.org/donate. And we'd be really grateful if you could help us sustain our DC Live programming, but also, of course, everything else that comes with just being part of the Dance Complex community. So it's 11:01. I'm going to open this up to a few people that are waiting on our Zoom chat. There we go. And Isaac's going to be coming on soon. There we go. I haven't actually done a multi-simulcast like this. I'm super excited. Hi, can you guys hear me? Hi, Annie.
Hello. Yeah.
There's Gabriella and Jane.
Yep.
Hi, guys. Thank you for joining. Oh, hi. Hi, Ramón. This is so nice. Hello. Wow, look at this. I've never, as I said, I've only done the one-on-one, so this is like a whole new world. I'm trying to admit someone and it's not letting me. Juan, if you're out there, I'm trying to let you in. Well, I'm just waiting for Isaac, and there we go. Juan's in. Anna, can you see me okay on Facebook?
Hi, Gabby.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Hi, Kledia. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, very good. Happy to get to share these moments with you.
I'm so thank you for joining us. Es un placer conocerle.
Let's see.
I can see you on Facebook.
All right.
Cool. So yeah. I before you guys came on, I was just giving a little spiel about the Dance Complex. Behind me, I have a little virtual background of Studio 7 at the Dance Complex.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and so we're very grateful to have Isaac come on and talk about the legacy of his father, Ramón, which is here right now, of 30 years.
I know. Hola, papá, ¿qué tal?
it's such an honor to be in this room with you guys, even though it's virtual. It's not as good as face to face, but it's still a pretty amazing ability to bring all of you guys here together.
It feels great. I was a little bit nervous, but now I'm starting to calm down a little bit. Seeing you and seeing my father, my sister, makes me really happy.
Oh, I'm happy to bring you all together. I also get nervous during this time, so it's a humbling experience for all of us to be live chatting, and the only way I can get over the nerves is that I just think of it as a conversation, as if we were back at the dance complex just chatting outside. So
okay. As you can tell here, it's very sunny, it's very hot.
It's beautiful out there. Wait, are you in
Sweating
Spain?
a little bit.
Where are you right now?
In Malaga. I came here at the beginning. I'll show you a little bit. The south of Spain.
Wow, okay.
I'll show you. 1 second.
Yeah, share your screen.
You're gonna love it. It's beautiful.
I haven't actually visited Spain. That's one of Annie has though. Annie was just in Spain a few months ago.
I was there right when everything hit, and I was like, I got back, and then they shut all the borders.
Yeah.
So
This is a very typical part of Spain. Typical houses.
I can't. Can you see?
Can you see?
I can't see. Maybe if you flip your camera.
Well, anyways, it's a typical white houses of Spain, or the south of Spain.
I want to see. Maybe under the chat you can send a few. Oh, there we go. I can see now. Yep. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Okay. It's very Mediterranean, like Greece, Italy.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. I need to go when things open up again. That's a goal.
Yeah. Well, I came here to Malaga because in Madrid it was really bad. So I was in Boston with Peter. We were talking about this pandemic, and we didn't believe it was gonna be this drastic.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, after talking with Peter, we had lunch. My wife calls me and tells me that they were gonna close the frontiers of Spain, and I'm expecting a baby in a month.
Oh my God.
So
yes.
that same day, I flew to Madrid, and from Madrid I came to the south of Spain.
Wow.
And I've been here for the last 2 months and a half.
Wow.
And finally, it's starting to get a little bit better. Today we entered in phase 1.
Yay. That's so what's open right now for phase 1?
Right now the terraces are open and we have freedom to go out because here was a 24-hour quarantine. So now we have freedom to go out from 7 to 11 p.m.
Okay.
And the kids can only go from 11 to 7 p.m. But the terraces are opening, so things are starting to get better, thank God.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Which makes me really happy because I was really scared because of my baby coming and being born in such a dark situation.
I know. But do you know if it's a boy or a girl yet?
It's a girl. It's a girl.
Wow.
And her name is Alegría.
Alegría. Oh, like happiness?
Which means happiness in English.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, I'm so happy for you. I've been keeping tabs of where you are and how you're doing. So
Thank you. Me too. I'm a fan of yours.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm like I said, I've been a fan for a really long time, so I'm super excited that you could come on and let me chat with you and have other people see this chat.
Thank you.
I I wanted to maybe go over your background a little bit in the arts. I know that you started learning flamenco when you were like age 2, and then you mastered it at age 3. But I'm wondering if we could go over like the trajectory of your career a little bit. And then, yeah.
Okay. Well, I was born in Boston, as you all know, because my father was Ramón de los Reyes. He's a very famous flamenco dancer, and he immigrated to the States in the 50s.
Wow.
And he met my mother in Boston Conservatory, and that's where I was born. And I started in the arts when I was around 11, 12, but since I was born, I've been drinking it, eating it. First in the Boston Conservatory, I used to go with my parents when I was always. I don't know. I think Peter met me before I was born. Until I was like 2 or 3, going to the Boston Conservatory. Then I got into the Boston Ballet around when I was 6, 7.
Wow.
But it was really hard for me when I was in the States, because imagine all my cousins playing football,
Yeah.
playing lacrosse, playing, and me going to ballet classes.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
So
It's
it was beautiful, but it was hard at the same time. And then all of a sudden, my parents decided to move to Spain in 1990.
Oh.
I'm 10 years old, and for some reason, they put me into flamenco classes. Well, I studied with them my whole life, but it's not the same with your parents.
Yeah.
But then when I got to Spain in 1990, they put me in this class, and there was like another 10 or 11 boys. So that's where it started really interesting me and seeing that it was going to be my future. And actually, when I was 14, I was already soloist of one of the biggest companies in Spain,
Oh my God.
flamenco. So it didn't take me that long. In 3 or 4 years, I was already soloist and traveling the whole world.
That's amazing.
And what can I say? That's the beginning of everything.
How was that? Like, of course you came from, such a well-known family in flamenco. How was it to make that transition as a kid traveling the world at 14? Like, did you like that experience, or was that a difficult experience?
Oh, I loved it. That was the only thing I wanted to do. Traveled and danced. I think I should have waited a little bit more, but I was eager to perform in theaters and be older than what I was.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
And
always
then I was
rushed to
and
grow.
then I was lucky. I've been able to work in some of the most important theaters in the world, like the Opera of Sydney, the Opera of Vienna, the Shanghai Theater, uh, lots of things. Then I was able to work, and I did a performance for the president of the Philippines, which I'll remember for my whole life, because there was it was a very important show, and I never experienced something dancing for 500 generals and the president of the Philippines.
What? How old were you? When was this?
No, I was 20 there.
Okay,
I was 20 there. But it was a great experience. We danced in the Malacañan Palace, which is a palace made of gold. And so I can't complain. Dance has brought me to lots of places, and I was able to work with Leonard Cohen. I did a performance with him before he died in 2007 for 40,000 people. So,
oh my God. See, some of these things I didn't even know. You can only read so much online, but then to hear it from you is like a whole.
I don't even put half of the things.
You need to.
I just remember in my biographies. I always remember like the first companies I worked with. After that, you know, or else it never end. Would never end.
I know, but you got to get like your own, like the marketing people behind you to start, like,
That's what we all need.
I know. Yeah.
Hopefully, my sister someday will do that for me.
Hey, don't overcommit her on television, live through everyone.
That's why I said it on purpose.
I know you're very smart. I can see. Um, but I love that. That's incredible. That's such an incredible journey, and we haven't even scratched the surface. I'm wondering how you made your way to become such an integral part of the dance complex team. Like when did that happen, and how did that happen?
Well, for me, the dance complex is very, very special. Um, because it's the first place I started teaching classes.
Oh, I didn't realize.
So I'll remember it my whole life. Besides growing up there, I remember my father starting at the beginning when the dance complex was, I don't know, just a few weeks open, and my father was, pushing it
Wow.
so we could get students. Because I remember the dance complex from trying hard to get people to now not have even half an hour to be able to rehearse. But for me, dance complex is very special. I think I started teaching there in 2000 and 2000. If I'm not confused, it's probably a little bit before.
Wow. I didn't realize that it's
So
been that long.
yeah, my first classes was in 2000, and but it brings me lots of memories,
Yeah.
beautiful memories. It's like I always remember when I'm parking like a block away, listening to that
Mm,
Afro music,
Afro history.
listening to my father's footwork. And it's like every time I park, like a block away or two, I'm hearing it, it's I don't know, it's something like that I need, and seeing how the dance complex has grown makes me really makes me really happy because I think my we are part of it. My father especially, but for me, it's been a long time already. For me, and seeing how it grows and how it offers so many different types of dance. It's like I've never seen any school like that, at least in Massachusetts and in Spain. Probably in New York, you get to see that dimension of such different types, but it's it's not easy. So that's why it makes me really happy to be part of it and to see how it grew
Oh,
to
that,
become what it is now.
yeah. Wow. I don't think I could have paid you to say like a better, like, kind of, I don't know, affirmation of everything that we do. That's such a good summary. And it makes me, it makes, it touches me very deeply because I'm actually more of a visual and performing artist, but I'm an immigrant myself, and to see that level of diversity in the dance complex every day is so rare. And there's other institutions that I think always talk about diversity, but it's like in theory, or they like capitalize on one culture, and like for grants and other things. But we like live that diversity, like we are literally the
That's
diversity.
one of the that's one of the things I love about the dance complex, and I think it made me a little bit as an artist too,
Yeah,
growing up with that and seeing that.
yeah.
Because I don't, if you don't see it and you don't feel it, it's very hard
Hmm.
to be able to, how do you say, transmit
Yeah.
that type of diversity.
Yes. That's,
And I've never thought about it until right now.
oh, that's so good.
If I tell you, I never thought about it, but right now talking about it, I think it helped me grow up as an artist,
Wow.
seeing how just anybody can study what they want. in one single place.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess it opens up the lens, right? Like it opens up our creativity. And I mean, I saw this when you were, this was so special. Like I saw you practicing with your brother Nino, like it feels like a while ago, but it was, when was it? 4 or 5 months ago when you had your show.
Not even, yeah, 6 months ago.
Yeah. And just,
It was very special when you came to that moment when you came in, because I think that's I was still in how do you say, investigating what I wanted to do, and then when I saw your face, I thought it was okay. I'll leave it.
oh, that's so amazing. Oh my, that's the best thing I could hear. I'm so, well, that makes it even more special for me. I really felt like, this is not an exaggeration, like goosebumps watching you, and rehearse, and like kind of like seeing, almost like seeing your mind like work when you were making those decisions. Like I could see, I don't know if it's the visual artist in me, but I could see you making those decisions. And it was so special to get to be in that room where you like were crafting this incredible art that you make every day. And so I think that's so special that you allow the public to like be part of that, like part of some of your practices. Like how has that happened? Like, do you always allow people?
Well, no, it's not normal. That's why usually I don't invite people to my practices, because um, what happens is that it was a good experience when you came and when Peter Di Niro came in, but sometimes it's hard to work and to create, with opening up before it's done.
Yeah.
Normally, I like working very just the people that were gonna do it and then show,
Mhm.
because a face or a movement turning around or anything could make me change the choreography. So normally I don't let people in, and but I was eager for me to it was e- for me to see, how you say,
Like
to
the
see
reaction.
your expression.
Yes, yeah. I was so
Okay, I'm not
invested.
very good right now. I need more vocabulary in English to
No,
express
no, it's
myself. But
perfect. That's it. Hey, you have more vocabulary than a leader of this nation right now. So you're doing really good. So I just no, that's really bad. I
that's
shouldn't speak
it's
Filipino.
funny and true.
But it's true. I mean, I'm just stating some
Okay, yeah.
observations. Um, but it's true. I think I was so absorbed in what I was watching and not just watching. That's like a big part of performance, is you feel it, right? That's why it's so different to see it on screen removed than when you see it in person, because in person you can literally feel that the other, the dancer's energy, but also their vulnerability and their like sweat and the smell, like all your senses are so overstimulated in like an incredible way that I think how I reacted was just like a pure absorption of your experience. And I probably have a very expressive face. I was like, I was very blown away by it. And it's just so incredible that you were, able to incorporate like your other family members in that like the whole artistry of it, and included at the end like a painter, right? Maybe you can talk about how you thought about integrating all these different art disciplines really quickly.
Well, for me, I was always in that particular show, which was about John Singer Sargent, one of the greatest American painters of the history. For me, it was I've always wanted to do that, do something about him,
Mm.
and I had the opportunity, and I started it. And for me, it was just a dream. It was just, it wasn't so hard for me because for me, it was, I was imagining myself, I was putting myself in him, what he would, what I think he would see. So, I just remember moments of my life when I've seen like the Great Wall of China, when I went to Paris, and just imagining him, John Singer Sargent, when he went to Spain and when he went to Granada. Well, just opening my eyes and thinking as if it was him, I started that journey.
Wow.
And what you said about my family for me is always, it's very important, and thank God, um, I have them to be able to participate in my works and everything else.
It's really special to watch that interaction too. Um, yeah, I can't say enough about your work. How so how can people best find your work? And I know you also are an incredible teacher. Are people from the United States, can they like take your classes now? What's like the best way to support you right now?
Well, right now, how to explain myself? For me, it was really hard, um, to teach and in these moments,
Yes.
because I'm a person that suffers a lot seeing what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
So it took me probably like a month and a half, but I was remembering my students every day,
Yeah.
thinking, "Wow, I feel bad for them." It's like, but I couldn't. It's because it's like I'm watching the news. I'm seeing people die every day. It doesn't. I'm not the type of artist that I that can just dance and think
Yeah.
about things when people are like dying in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't care, and it doesn't mean anything. I understand people probably forget doing that, or people, but for me it was really hard because I can't get it out of my head. But I was like, I need to. I can't just let my students, um, just leave them there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I started I started classes. I do them on Saturdays. But it's just for the students that have been supporting me in the last years. It's something I want to do for them. More than for me or more than for anybody. Because they deserve it. So right now, I'm not still open to, you know, to to bigger classes. Right now it's just for the people that, that I think that really deserve it.
Yeah.
But maybe in a few more weeks now everything is getting better. We'll think about that. But they support me, and without them, I wouldn't be able to. Um, how do I say? They they support me in everything. So all I can say is thank you to my students and to everybody that loves me and helps me at the moment.
Yeah. Well, they're lucky. They're so lucky to have you as a teacher and as a.
I'm lucky to have them. I'm lucky to have them.
It's definitely like a synergistic relationship, right? Like whatever you give, they give back to you threefold, and then you give back threefold. It just grows and grows. Um,
I try my best. I try my best.
well, I'm sure they're feeling the importance of you doing that. I think that and honestly, I do think that dance and movement is like our first language as humans. So I think you're like it really can save lives. We say this all the time, but I think you're having a tremendous impact on them right now by being their teacher, even though it's really hard because I see you as such an empathic person, and you're feeling like the weight of this world. You're feeling what's happening, and yet you're putting yourself out there and making that hard decision of teaching online to these select you know um, students. So I'm sure they're
But
grateful.
but I'm really grateful too because of before this, I would never have thought of teaching online
Mm.
or maybe an interview, but not teaching. I think I was totally against it. But
Yeah.
we never start learning. And it's never gonna be the same as in person.
Yeah.
But for me, it was really easy the first time I started teaching
Huh.
online. I
Yeah.
really, because for me, I think the trick is it's not a trick. When I'm there, maybe I want to do more,
Mhm.
but online, it's as if I was dancing it, even the beginner things. So
Yeah.
it gets me into this type of mode that it's like I'm doing it for myself, and I think that's why everybody's getting in is liking the way I'm teaching because it's like I think we never stop learning,
Yeah.
and for me it's not it's pretty comfortable actually.
Well, maybe, yeah, it gives you something back more than you thought, maybe.
Yes.
Wow.
Uh,
That's really neat. That's a
but I
really,
can't wait for everything to change, and and be able to because I think this problem has made us I don't know about everybody, but most of us more how do you say with a bigger heart and so I can't wait to come back and express that change in
yeah,
me to the people.
I know. Yeah. I think one of the best things that's happened is like our humanity. And I think people are going to come back with like a deeper sense of humanity and like,
I really think so.
what that means is so different. But like, even for the climate, even for each other, I think that now we're really understanding the importance of,
We're paying big consequence, paying with
yeah,
lots of lives, but I think it's we have to see at least a little positivity,
yes,
which
yeah,
is and for me, I can really say it because I've lost 7 or 8 friends
wow,
from Madrid.
wow, I did not
So
realize.
for me, it isn't a joke, and that's why I couldn't work, and that's why I couldn't be and what I had to be because it was really scary, and especially and thinking about my baby, thinking about my father far away, thinking about my mother far away, my brother far away. It's hard, but you know, I think um everything's getting better slowly.
Yes, yeah, slowly in phases. I think maybe that we shouldn't go back to like normal because maybe that normal wasn't good, right? Like it was like it was a wake up call to change, for humans to change. And
Right now, the only way that this can change is staying home and a little bit of social distancing. And from what my experience of living here in Spain, one of the countries that has been attacked really, really hard
yes,
compared to millions of people
right,
and and the only way this can be get better for now is really being scared of that.
yes, yeah,
Knowing that it's there
yes,
and that the only way that this can stop is with social distancing and staying home as much as you can,
yes,
which is really hard. But if we want this to get better, that's what we have to do.
yes, yeah. And you know sacrificing a little bit of social time, beach time is worth saving lives, right? And so um I think that's so important. It's really important for people in the US to also hear it, because I think that, a lot of places in the US pockets, they're opening up and then you see the rise skyrocket. And so especially now that the weather's getting nicer, we have to be really careful not to go back
The
to,
only way this can stop, and we know that, so it's something you can't fight against what you know. It's like if I don't know, jumping off a bridge, you're gonna hurt yourself. you know? Well, it's something. It's something. It's there, and it's really scary. I've lost 7 or 8 friends because I don't count them, so I don't know. you know, I'm not counting 1, 2, 3,
Right,
4.
right.
It's
That's
probably more. And not only that, I've seen a lot of people that have got um, corona, the COVID, and then have how do you say it, got better?
yes, improved. Yeah,
Lots of people, lots and lots. But
yes.
we don't want to experiment. We don't want to experiment.
No, no,
Go through it and see what happens.
yeah,
The best is to take care of ourselves, which means helping,
yes.
taking care of everyone first.
Exactly.
You
Well,
know,
yeah, I'm so happy to hear your perspective again from being in the country that's been one of the most hit by corona. It's like devastating to when it was devastating to see that rise, and now it seems like it's getting better, which is so important, but we still have to be really cautious. And
no, really cautious because we never know if it's the truth
yes,
or whatever it is. I wish every day that it would get better, but until it's I don't know right now.
yeah, until
you know,
until we
just
find the
be very. I recommend everybody to be cautious. And
yes.
everybody and every moment I have to say it, I say it.
Yes, thank you. Well, thank you for that PSA. That's such an important public service announcement. I want to end on a really positive note. So maybe you can talk about the last thing I'll ask, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but what would you say? This is like a hard question, so take any part of it. What would you say? Because it's a kind of vague in some ways. What would you say your favorite part of being a dancer and a dance artist is out of like your so many years into the profession?
For me, the best part of being an artist is I have the possibility to feel free, and that means I don't know. I That's where I find my freedom,
Yeah,
and
that's a lot of power in that.
it's what it is. I couldn't ask for anything else. Sometimes we're low on money, but I do what I want.
That's it. It's like there's so much beauty in being an artist, and the risk versus reward. The reward is so much higher than like what the money gives.
Mm. You have to see it. You have to see it. If you don't see it, the reward is.
It's hard. That's why we have the stereotype of the starving artist, right? But there's nothing like I think being emotionally
I
free.
love everybody. When I see artists up here, I love it. I like seeing people doing the best they can.
Yeah.
I like where I am, and if it gets better, it's better, not worse. If it gets better, I'll be happier. But I'm happy where I am, and everybody that's up here, even happier, because
Yes.
then we can see where we can get to.
Yes. And that's a great point. It's like supporting each other. There's no room for jealousy in the art world. I think it has
No.
to be like
There is a lot of jealousy, and it's normal, but it depends what jealousy is. It's like if it's not hurting other people and hurting the other artists. It's like admiring, and it's like, oh, I wish I
yes.
could do something like that.
Yes.
That's for me. There's two types of jealousy.
Yeah. Well, that's a fine line between jealousy and admiring. I love that. Like turning that, because jealousy, there's nothing good that you comes out of it. You're just like jealous. But if you're admiring, you want to, you're making yourself better so that you can be a better version of yourself. So I think that there's like a really good version of that that we
Yeah.
can.
Anyways, it's a part. I think you grow. We grow that.
Mhm.
We grow that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's not something you think about it. You start becoming jealous, and then you start becoming better,
Yeah. That's true.
or or you disappear.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And I'm lucky to have experienced since I've been dancing since I was young, lots of different moments in my head,
yes.
and I've seen lots of Not changes. How do you say improvements?
Yes. Yeah, that's amazing. I feel so lucky to have spent this time with you. I feel like we're sort of like in the same place, and it feels really special to talk. This
Those
like
are the good things about this.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, when we would see each other at the dance complex, we would have little chats, but we never had the opportunity to fully have like, a 1 hour conversation. So
There's always a first time.
yeah, it feels really amazing. I wonder if anyone on here has any questions, if Annie or our guest Jane. Does anyone have any questions for Isak? Yes. Here. Yes, Annie.
I'm curious, do you think like during this time we have so much space and like so much distance, whereas like flamenco, like when I've experienced flamenco, it's such like an intimate and intense experience, like I'm sure for the dancers and the audiences. Do you think your choreography or your dancing has been changing during this time?
Um, Not changing, but maybe my feelings for flamenco have grown because now I miss it, and I never missed it in my life.
Mm, wow. Yeah. Um, well, that's a positive, right? Like the one thing. Um,
Yeah, well, positive. If it gets better, it's positive.
exactly. Jane, did you have a question?
Yeah, so I just want to mention that in the 80s, early 80s, I was danced at Joy of Movement before, when it was called Joy of Movement, before it became Dance Complex. And I also took class with Ramón and his wife
My
at that
mother,
time.
my mother
Yes,
Clara,
yes, Clara,
which I
yes.
forgot to mention. She's very important, and I think besides my father, both of them mutually. Um, I think how do you say they're very part of the movement of flamenco in New England,
Yes.
and I have to say thank you to my mother too because she's how you say gave in so much to all of us that I can't forget her.
Those classes made a big impact on my life, and they were beautiful teachers. So I just want to mention that. And I also want to ask, now I'm in Ohio and I run a service organization for dance, which I'm actually on the group with Peter. But I have a question. Your classes, are they available to the public if we wanted to share that information? Is there a way we could do that?
Right now they're not open, but you can contact me or I'm open. I teach some classes in Mexico. They were the first people that really got me into this a month ago. It's a school a very big school I teach in Mexico, and they were just contacting me every single day. Please, you gotta do this, and that was my first how you say like um experience with online. And the day after, I called my students. I was like, I think I'm prepared. Okay, so if you want to contact me or whatever, it's like right now,
And how do we
there's
contact
plenty of
you?
time
How do we contact you?
on Facebook or Instagram. Okay.
And it's just Isaac de los Reyes. If anyone wants, I can put that
If
information.
you want to find me, you can find me. It's easy.
Yeah, definitely. Um, wow. Well, and I will look at the comments on Facebook. There's people that have written on there. So at some point I will answer all of those. But I just wanted to I can't thank you enough. It's like I like when I got your message that you could do this again, I like texted everyone. I was like, yeah, he's gonna go live with me. So
I was thinking about it a lot. Even this morning, I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna cancel this. But I was like, I couldn't do that to you or to the dance complex. But as artists, it's hard for me. Now that I know that it's ending, I feel a lot better. But at the beginning, I was really nervous. It's we don't we express ourselves with our body, not with our
yes.
mouth.
Right.
You know, even though there's some people that do it better, I wish I was one of those. But
You
for
are.
right now, I express myself more with my body than with my mouth.
Well, now you know that you can do it just as much with your, speech and you.
Speech, sorry, mouth.
No, no, no,
Speech.
saying like you are you're a really powerful speaker. Actually, I don't know. I think that it's like in your head that you're not, because everything that you said has like really honestly deeply touched me. I'm not saying it because you're here. I mean it from my heart. You are an incredible also speaker. So hopefully this gives you the encouragement to speak more, because everything that you say comes from like such a genuine place that I think people can really feel that for themselves. So
Well, thank you, and thank you for this moment. For me, it's really special. Every time I do something like this, it makes me forget a little bit what's happening, even if it's just for an hour.
yes, that's how I feel. I just wanted to like take that moment and really tell you how grateful I am, and I'm really grateful you didn't cancel.
uh,
I no, but I have
you're knowing the best part of me.
I have to say, I've been doing this for like 8 weeks, interviewing, and I still, every single time I get so nervous, and I'm like, why do I do this? Like, why? I tell Annie knows, because I text her and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this. And she's like, you're going to be great. And then I forget once I talk, openly to.
If I think it's normal. I've been dancing professionally for the last 25 years, and I'm always nervous.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
I
We
think
like
it's
that.
important. Maybe it's like important because we care, we care, we actually care. So right
Care a
now,
lot.
yeah.
Not about what they think, about us.
Yeah, like how we're presenting
To do
ourselves.
our best. To do our best.
Yeah. I think we're all perfectionists in this world, in the world of the arts. So, thank you again. I'm grateful. I'm honored. I just feel so much love right now. So I just wanted to exude that out to you and your family, and your baby coming soon. And it's all gonna be, it's all, I think we have to look at it that it all will eventually work out, and that we're going through this time so that we are better people in the future.
Everything's gonna get better.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna get better.
Yeah. Especially after this conversation, I feel like my whole day and week, the tone has been set for a great week. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, and for me it was a great time, and I'm really happy to not up canceled. Okay.
Very happy. Thank you.
So, like we say in Spain, si Dios quiere, in a few months, whatever it takes, we'll all be teaching and dancing
Yes.
soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bueno, un
Thank
beso.
you.
Papá, adiós. Gabriela, adiós.
Aw.
Bye. Hey,
Oh my God.
he had to do that.
I love that. Oh, I love dogs.
I love dogs too. I wish I could have them.
All right. Adiós. Gracias.
Adiós.
Bueno, bien. Un beso, adiós.
Adiós, besos.
Te queremos.
Beso.